What's up, guys? Lewis Duran here again. Today I'm going to do another figure review, and this is requested by Randy Cardona. Go subscribe to him. He's my cousin. He does a series called The Godzilla and Scunner Show, so go check it out and subscribe to him. A review he requested on was the Bandai Creation Space Godzilla. For a reason, he really likes Space Godzilla, just like Goji Franklin. So they have a lot in common. He's been requesting this figure for a long time, and he came to my house yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, so when are you gonna review Space Godzilla?" I'm like, "Soon." So here you go, Randy. I'm gonna review him. All right, so I do not have the box for him, sadly, but let's start off with history on this figure. So Space Godzilla first appeared in the 1994 film Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. It's a pretty cool movie. You should really go check it out if you already haven't. Um, Space Godzilla is basically just like Godzilla, but he's like a mutant version of Godzilla, and he doesn't actually really look like Godzilla anyways, so yeah. But Space Godzilla is a really cool kaiju. I actually really love Space Godzilla, and this is the only Space Godzilla figure I have, so and I kind of, for honestly, I actually like this figure, even though people say it's not really a good figure, but I actually do like it because it's my first Space Godzilla figure, and I can't believe I actually have this guy. So, oh my God, I can't believe I love Space Godzilla. Wow, Goji Franklin, you're right. I think Space Godzilla is starting to be my favorite kaiju. So, let's get on with this figure review. All right, so let's get on with articulation. The head rotates 360. Um, the arms rotate, sideways, like uh, in and out. For some reason, this arm right here is longer than this one, but sadly, the legs do not have articulation, and neither does the waist. The waist should, the waist, the hip area, it should have articulation, but sadly it doesn't. So next, the tail has articulation, rotates 360. And there's another part right here that has articulation, so it rotates 360. Alright, so we got articulation done. Now let's get on to our sculpt. The teeth, I'm not really say they're actually well sculpted. These front teeth right here, they could be sculpted. They're a little bit sculpted right there. Let me put the light down. Right there, but all the other teeth are not really that sculpted. They're just painted in a little bit, but you can actually feel the teeth a little bit sculpted. This is kind of terrible. I gotta clean this up, but this figure I had for a long time, so you guys can see it's in really bad condition. And I kind of custom it right here. I custom painted it right there. But anyways, the spikes right here are actually very nicely sculpted. These ones right here. 1, 2, 3. Just put that up. And his I don't know exactly what this is. I think this is where he keeps all his powers or something. But this is actually very nicely sculpted. Very nice. The tusks are they're not really sculpted. They're not like out, but they're okay. Yeah, I gotta kind of clean this up here. But they're okay. They're pretty cool. The crystals, they're very nicely sculpted. They're not like, of course they're sculpted, so that's pretty good. The spikes or the spines are very nice. I actually do like them. The problem is that this gap right here, I mean, why does it have a gap? Really, I'm not really sure why. But, yeah, the spikes are very nicely sculpted. I actually do like the spines. See them right there. I actually do like them. Very nicely sculpted to the tail all the way to the end, especially this part right here, the end of the tail, very nicely sculpted. I actually do like that. Same with the nails, very nice. And the toenails, nice as well. Everything from this figure is actually very nicely sculpted. I actually do like it. Detail. His eyes turn out to be like a yellow color, like, a yellow-green color, which is not really accurate, but they tried their best. This, I don't know if it's really accurate or not, because I think it could be orange or yellow. The tongue is red. The inside of the mouth is basically red and black, which is actually, I think, good, because it's that's actually good. They actually added coloration in the mouth. The teeth are all white and kind of with a spray painted gray into them, but the crystals are not really accurate as well. I mean, it's red, yellow, and white. It looks like a candy corn. If you guys ever heard of those, it's funny. They actually do look like candy corn or candy canes. I'm not sure. But you guys can actually see it's all messed up because, you know, I had this figure when I was a kid. I used to bring it like almost everywhere I go, like a you know, a road trip, and then it would all just get messed up. So yeah, but it's all red up in the chest and belly right there. The toenails are gray. The nails are gray as well. The spikes are white and black. And down here it looks like they're actually spray painted gray. They were all white, but then they looked like they got spray painted with gray, which looks actually pretty cool. And this is white too, so yeah. Now let's get on to some size comparisons. First, we're gonna bring out the NECA 1994 Godzilla, the Godzilla that fought Space Godzilla. Now, you guys can obviously see this is not a very good sizing at all. Space Godzilla is probably supposed to be up all the way up to here, I believe. I think that's how big Space Godzilla is supposed to be. Yeah, so this is not obviously good sizing. Next, we're going to bring out the Bandai 8-inch Destroyer. Now, Goji Franklin showed me that I think Space Godzilla is basically the same height as Destroyer, so this is not actually very good sizing at all either. Obviously not. Next, we bring out the Bandai 8-inch Biollante. Now, I think it could work. I'm not saying it is, but it probably could work because Godzilla is supposed to be up to here to Biollante, I believe, and Space Godzilla is probably towering over Godzilla, so it could work. I'm not saying it does work, but it could. Oh, whoa, I was about to bring out Space Godzilla there. Our last size comparison is the Bandai Creations Godzilla 2014. Now, I think this actually does work. It could. I mean, Space Godzilla is probably that, you know, the Heisei Godzilla is probably like this to Godzilla 2014, and the Final Wars Godzilla is like the same size as Space Godzilla. So I think this actually is very good sizing. So out of all the figures I pulled out, I think this is actually good sizing. So yeah, pretty good. They actually look good together, so yeah. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my review on the Bandai Creations Space Godzilla. I give this figure you know what, even though it's a bad, people say it's bad, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I actually do like this figure just because of like the sculpt, how it looks. It actually looks like Space Godzilla. So yeah, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, I'm not sure. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my review on the Bandai Creations Space Godzilla. Remember to subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.